German vs England World Cup 2010. English midfielder Frank Lampard's disallowed goal in their 4-1 loss against Germany in the last of the World Cup, when he hit the crossbar and clearly went over the line. The Uruguayan referee and linesman failed to see anything, and the game continued a minute after Matthew Upson scored a header to give a 2-1 scoreline. In the end, Germany won 4-1 England and go through to the quarter-final at the Free State Stadium.
2.
England vs Germany 1966. More than half a century after England's only World Cup triumph, debate still rages over whether Geoff Hurst's goal to make it 3-2 in extra time did cross the line. Now a definitive answer may finally be upon us. Swiss referee Gottfried Dienst awarded the goal after consulting with his linesman, Azerbaijan's Tawfiq Bahramov, of the then USSR. Some modern studies, using film analysis and computer simulation, suggest the ball never crossed the line, something Sealer has been insisting on for half a century, said the 79-year-old Sealer. I was standing at the back of the box and saw exactly that the ball didn't cross the line. They knew all right that the ball wasn't in. They saw it. Today football has become pure business, said Sealer. France vs Ireland, 2009. Ireland cheated out of World Cup by cruel hand of Thierry Henry. Thierry Henry handball incident made convincing case for VAR that has never been realized. Ireland felt aggrieved after a Thierry Henry handball was missed by officials when they took on France, costing them a place at the 2010 World Cup in South Africa. The referee says he was 100% certain that Henry didn't handball it, but Henry said to me that he did.
It happened, the ref didn't blow the whistle. I wasn't proud of it. I'm still not proud of it. That's what you do as a player. Sorry, you have that bad reaction, that bad moment that you extend your arm. I didn't think about it happened. But then after that, the abuse that I got, I received letters, death threats. My daughter had to go to school with a bodyguard for 2 weeks because I was scared. We know where you live.
4.
Argentina vs England, 1986. Football legend Diego Maradona, who died of a cardiac arrest on November 25, 2020, at the age of 60, played an important role in seizing the 1986 World Cup for Argentina against England, which also included the well-known Hand of God remark. The Hand of God referred to a goal scored by Maradona during the match between Argentina and England on June 22, 1986 in Mexico. Maradona had jumped to head the ball but ended up hitting it with his hand and went past the goalkeeper Peter Shilton to give Argentina a lead of 1-0 during the match. The referees had overseen the handball moment, and there was no technology to reverse a decision back in those days. The 1986 World Cup against England elevated Maradona to the status of a legend. 4 minutes later, he scored the goal of the century when he dribbled past 5 England players: Beardsley, Reed, Butcher, Fenwick, Butcher again, and finally goalkeeper Peter Shilton to score. But it is the first goal, the Hand of God, which catapulted him to stardom. He would eventually lead them to the title, and the rest is history.
5.
German vs US of 2002. What if referee Hugh Dallas had called the goal line handball on Torsten Frings in the World Cup quarterfinal between the US and Germany? Claudio Reyna delivered a corner kick, which was flicked onto US defender Greg Berhalter, who redirected the ball toward goal. Goalkeeper Oliver Kahn made the initial stop, but the ball popped out and spun backwards toward goal before it was knocked off the line by the left hand of Germany defender Torsten Frings, who years later played for MLS side Toronto FC. The correct outcome should have been a penalty kick awarded for the use of the hand, and a red card for the denial of a goal. Not the denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity, but the denial of a goal, because clearly the ball would have gone in had Frings not blocked it, Webb said. World Cup referee Hugh Dallas is standing by his decision not to award a penalty to the USA during their match against Germany. We are taught to judge these incidents by watching to see if the arm moves, and a foul can only be given if it is deliberate hand to ball and not ball to hand. And what if the US had advanced past Germany? Awaiting in the semifinal would have been co-host South Korea, whom the US had already tied 1-1 earlier in the tournament and who they'd beaten 2-1 in the Gold Cup. That said, Arena would have had only 14 eligible field players due to yellow card suspensions for Halter, Pablo Mastroeni, Eddie Pope, and injuries, Jeff Aguz, Steve Cherundolo, Joe Max Moore. Would we have beaten South Korea? Asks Donovan. I don't know, but it wouldn't have surprised anyone. And in a final against Brazil, highly unlikely that we win. But we've beaten Brazil before, and there's no reason that, on that day, we couldn't get a little lucky. It's often wondered in American soccer circles whether this country will ever win a men's World Cup. But the fact is, the US wasn't that far away in 2002. Italy versus South Korea 2002 World Cup. When the World Cup is thrown into conversation, there are certain nations that immediately jump to the forefront of popular thought. Italy boasts one of the competition's most impressive records, winning the trophy 4 times and creating a footballing legacy almost unrivaled around the globe. However, such imperious form means that unlikely defeats will create long-lasting shockwaves and incredible stories for football supporters to sink their teeth into. When South Korea reached the semi-finals of the 2002 World Cup, there should have been widespread praise for the underdogs, but the tournament has been shrouded in controversy instead. Italy felt that they had been cheated out of the World Cup by South Korea. I shall never forget that game and how it was corrupt. How many Italian players were injured by the South Koreans? But Ecuadorian referee Byron Moreno allowed a number of what many saw as clear fouls to go by as the Koreans smashed up the Italians. Imagine, today's players getting kicked in the head like that? It would be a scandal. Recently, the 49-year-old Ecuadorian former referee admitted that he made mistakes in the game between South Korea and Italy during the World Cup. In the preview of Sky Sports' Football Sin cassette program, Moreno said there were a lot of incorrect judgments in the game, and one of them was the call on South Korea's Hwang Sun-hong, who received a yellow card for foul slide tackle that led Italy's Gianluca Zambrotta to quit the game. Moreno agreed that it should have been a red card instead. So far, this is the only mistake the Ecuadorian has confessed to in the preview. More details are expected when the entire program is aired in a few days. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it brought a smile to your face. And don't forget to support us by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on notifications to receive all the latest updates. Thank you. See you in the next video. Goodbye.